Hello and welcome to Programming with Dave. In this video, I am going to download and install the Z text editor. Okay, and to show you that, I will start off by bringing you to the Z web page, going through their install instructions, and then last but not least, I'm going to set Z up for my personal liking. So here's the Z web page that we're greeted with when typing in z.dev in the address bar of whatever browser we prefer to use. Okay, so on the landing page here, we'll be given some basic information about Z. But if you want to have the whole how-to guide for installation and usage, we will then click on the docs, which brings us to this getting started. So it does a minor little explanation of what Z is, its key features, and then if you wish to join the community, the ways in which you can join and contribute to the project. So let's go ahead and click on installation. So as you can see, Z is available for Mac OS, Windows, and Linux. Windows is actually new to the OS lineup for the Z editor. Uh, I think it was within the past couple of releases that Z finally started being supported on Windows. So on my machine, since I'm running Linux, I'm going to be more concerned about the Linux instructions here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy the command. Here I'm going to bring down our Yacwait drop-down terminal, and I'm going to Control S, paste, and hit enter. And it's going to go ahead and install our editor uh, for us. So while it's doing that, we can then take a look and see others things that Z needs here. For system requirements, if you're on Mac OS, it gives the version of Mac OS you will need, along with the code name, Apple status if it's supported, or where its end of life is, and the Z status if it's supported, partially supported, etc. And then, of course, the Mac hardware. Then here on Linux, you can see Z supports 64-bit Intel slash AMD chipsets and 64-bit ARM processors. Z requires a Vulkan 1.3 driver in the following desktop portals. Okay, so uh, that's one thing that I'm definitely going to make sure I do once it's finished installing is ensure that we've got a Vulkan driver installed on our system. And then for Windows, Z supports Windows 11 and then version 22 H2 and later. And then for Windows 10, that's version 1903 and later. And then of course you need a 64-bit operating system to run Z. Then of course we have the Windows hardware. Then for FreeBSD, it's not yet available as an official download, but it can be built from source. So if you're one of those people who's using BSD, yeah, yeah, just build it from source and you'll be good to go. And then of course in the web, it's not supported at this time. And then if you want to know any information about that, it says so you can click on the platform support issue to get more information there. I'm going to drop down our command line terminal to see where we are in our installation. And it's saying that Z has been installed, run with Z. So on a previous install that I did with this, it had mentioned that it installed it to the .local uh, f- uh, folder within my home directory. I have actually added uh, my .locals /bin directory to path, so I'm not getting any information here anymore on how to add it to path. So we're good. So it's saying I can run with typing in Z. So let's do that and see what happens. Normally by now it should be doing something, but as you can see, there's nothing popping up. I can even show you my left monitor and we've got nothing there. So I put us back over to our main monitor here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this process here. I'm going to clear the terminal. So what I want to do is I want to look for a compatible Vulkan driver. So as we read earlier uh, here under Linux, it said Z requires a Vulkan 1.3 driver. I believe we do have these desktop portals, so that shouldn't be an issue. So let me go to archlinux.org and on our package search, I'm going to look for Vulkan. Uh, so we got Vulkan ICD loader, Vulkan Nouveau open source NVIDIA, and I do believe I am using and then of course there's NVIDIA utils here. But I'm going to go ahead and actually use the Nouveau driver because I believe that I did choose open source drivers when I installed Arch Linux. So I'm going to now go sudo pacman dash capital S Vulkan dash Nouveau, and I'm going to give my password. Okay, yes, I want to install those, and it didn't take much time at all to install our Vulkan drivers. So I'm going to minimize the web page here, and we're being a little slow, but that's okay. Now I believe I can find Z here, yes, under development, so, and here we go. So like I said, it was just the fact that we needed a Nouveau driver. And if I had of went through the what is it called? The troubleshooting that is available here, and I can bring the page back up here. If I go right back on up here, Linux specific documentation, if I had went through all of this, um, yeah, I could have installed using Pacman, and there's a Z package availability. And then of course there's Z fails to open Windows here for troubleshooting. Uh, so yeah, Z requires a GPU to run effectively. Under the hood, we use Vulkan to communicate with your GPU. So uh, basically, yeah, installing the correct Vulkan driver was exactly what we needed to correct the issue here. So I'm going to just uh, minimize that. So the basic setup here for Z, you can choose your theming. I prefer sticking with a dark theme, so I'm going to use the one dark. I'm going to use the base VS Code key map. I'm not going to import any settings as I don't have VS Code or Cursor installed on my system. I'm I've maybe used Vim a few times, and I wasn't a fan of it, so I'm not going to enable Vim mode. And then of course, sending anonymous usage data and crash reports. Sending that back to Zed is a good idea in my opinion, especially if you want to encourage further development of this open source software. I don't care too much about AI, so I'm going to close that announcement banner, and I don't need to worry about it ever popping back up again. Thank goodness. Okay, so we have this issue happening. I'm just going to, there we go. Just a minor glitch here. Sorry about that. So if I want to sign in to GitHub, I can do that here. So if I click there, it should pop up here. So what I'm going to do is off to the side here, I'm going to actually sign in to GitHub here. And I'll provide my password. And then, okay, so would like permission to verify my identity. So now I can bring this back over. So after you've signed into GitHub, uh, you can it then authorize that industries here, so resources on the account such as my email address, act on my behalf, know which resources I can access, verify my GitHub identity. So there we go. And now I have successfully authenticated, so I can get rid of that. And now I will minimize. So now I'm signed in. So I do have access to Editor, some free stuff in there. I think there's like so many different AI suggestions I can make use of per month. Something like I think it's like 2,000 edits I have access per month. But like I said before, I'm not a big fan of using AI, so I'm not going to worry about that. Okay, so I've got one dark theme, and so I'm good with that. So I'm going to finish the setup. So under getting started, I can open a new file. I can open the project. I can clone a repository. Uh, so if I click on clone repository, I can enter the repository URL here, and then it'll take care of that for me. But I don't believe I have any repositories going at the moment. And then of course I can open the command palette, and and these are all the different you can scroll through all the different commands available. Then of course there I can view AI settings, so I can add an agent if I want. And I can add a model context protocol server. And then there's various different LLM providers here that I can make use of as well. So if AI is your thing, then you can definitely use that. Mm. So yeah, 2000 accepted edit predictions, unlimited prompts with AI keys, and unlimited use of external agents like Cloud Code. Then there's a pro trial, so unlimited edit predictions, $20 worth of tokens, and then you can try it out for 14 days without having to input a credit card. And then, of course, you can add your own keys to use AI without signing in. And like I said, that's just not a thing for me, so I'm going to close that out. And there should be a way to, oh yeah, right down here, I can close that off. So AI is always available there if you decide you want it. Then of course we have a debug panel. We can have access to the terminal right here, which is awesome. And then, uh, yeah, that's yeah, ZAI again. So then we can also we can explore extensions. So for themes, you can go through all these themes here, see which one you particularly like. And if you've got room, of course, you can install all the themes to your heart's content and try them all out to see what you like. So I'm going to take a look at icon themes. There's two that I liked when I was using VS Code. So I liked VS Code icons and great icons. So going to install both of those. And then of course languages, since I basically do everything in Python, I'm not going to need to worry about that. Maybe Pommel. Uh, that might be helpful when dealing with the pyproject.toml files. Different grammars, I don't think I need anything there, as Python is natively supported. Language servers, I think Zed does use based pywrite for its for using Python. I'm not going to worry about MCP or agent servers. Snippets, I'll add Python snippets. And then I don't need to worry about debug adapters at all. So I'm going to close off the extensions. I'm going to now open up settings. So of course there's general settings here. And then I can go to appearance. So for the theme, I can choose my theme, light theme, dark theme. Then of course there's the icon theme, which I'm going to change to uh, VS Code Great Icons theme. Okay, I don't know why that's not. There we are. Perfect. So for the buffer, Z mono is currently what's being used. I'm going to actually change that to Vera code. Font size for the buffer, I'm going to go up 1 to 16. I'm going to leave the font weight and the line height alone because I kind of like the 400 weight and the comfortable line height. And then you can edit your font features in the JSON file. So here's the basic JSON file here uh, for our general Z settings. So I'm going to go buffer. Uh, do I want font size? Yeah, I'm going to. Oh, that's already added for me. So no, I'm not going to change that. What I will do is make sure that like is with like there. UI font size, I'm going to change that to a 20. I'm going to save the file and we can already see that that's changed for us here. A little bit easier to read in my opinion. Okay, and then oh, what was it that I wanted to, okay, go to buffer fonts here. So font features, font Yeah, buffer font features. So I'm going to use cult, C-A-L-T, make that true. And then Liga, we're going to make that true as well. Somehow I think though that's pretty much default, but I like things to be explicit. I do not like assuming things. Okay, so uh, yeah, I'm just trying to think here. I'm gonna bring up the website here. Uh, I, I'm gonna bring up Python because, like I said before, I primarily do most of my work in Python. Uh, so Python support is available natively in Z. So language surfers, so base Pyrite, uh, Ref TY, Microsoft's Pyrite, Python LSP, server. Okay, so of course, what I'm interested in here is configure Python language servers in Z. So yeah, I do want to use base Pyrite, so I'm not going to worry too much with that. Uh, of course, there's different ways of dealing with the configuration and that. There is something that I do want to make sure of, and that's code formatting and linting. Okay, yeah, this is right here what I want. So I am going to take this and I'm going to copy that. I'm going to go back into Z and I'm going to add a comma here, paste that. Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, okay. Yeah, perfect, perfect, perfect. So, uh, one thing I don't want to have happen when I'm doing coding is have the language server such or the linter do any extra formatting for me. I would definitely like it to point out any sort of errors in my code as far as formatting. So if I added one too many spaces, if I didn't have enough indents, things like that, that would spark a problem when running the Python code. Yeah, I want that highlighted. But when it comes to trivial things such as, let's say you have an open parentheses and then you're going to put all your, list all your attributes and arguments there for the method, function, or class you're setting up. Uh, what I don't want to have happen is the linter to reformat, so all my arguments are on a single line when I purposely had them on separate lines for readability. But if having things formatted automatically and that's what you like, then of course have format on save on, which is the default. So with this, with this setup like this, I believe, uh, yeah, Python should be running the way I want. So what I can do is, I'm going to, uh, So do I want to open file? No, that's not what I want. I want new file. There we go. And it's I'm gonna save this as in my documents as example.py. Okay, so now I have example.py open here. Uh, what I can do here is, let's say, create a new class, and let's call this class uh, my class. And I don't, okay, why am I getting these autocompletes here? I'm not a fan of that. I'm going to disable edit predictions. There, that's much better. Because I do like having this context here. I like having these options here. I just don't like it when uh, the editor is trying to write my code for me. That I absolutely do not. And then, of course, I'm going to add a type int here of none. And let's say self dot attribute. And then I'm going to make that equal attribute. And then, of course, I have an error there since I haven't declared an attribute. So I'm going to format this the way I want. Okay, that that I like how it fixed that for me. Now, of course, I'm going to create attribute. It helps if I could spell properly. And let's say that's going to be a string. And now I can save, and voila, that worked exactly the way I wanted it. So when I did control save there, it did not correct my code. If I was to comment this out, go back to my example.py, if I hit control save, yeah, it auto formatted. So as you can see, okay, so have this message here. I don't really care about that because I'm liking base pyrite. Okay, so when I commented out the format on save off, you can see right away that it automatically uh, uh, fixed up, formatted the code to what Ruff thinks is going to be appropriate. And then if there we go. Yeah. So since I don't want that feature being enabled, I'm going to uncomment that. Then put that code back to how it was, save it with control save, and that's the exact functionality I want. I just wanted to give a quick Python example here just to give an explanation of why I added this little part here to my settings.json file. Okay, so I'm pretty sure this is exactly how I want the Z editor set up for my use cases. I may in the future explore other themes and that, but the theme for me is not super critical. It's more the functionality. That's pretty much all I really have to say about the installation and setup of Z for my purposes. I highly encourage you to explore this as a good VS Code alternative, if you will. Uh, Like I showed you, Python support is baked in. I believe it ships with its own with based Pyrite itself. I know on my machine here I also have Microsoft's Pyrite installed, and by all means I could have going through the web documentation here, changed over uh, the server from based Pyrite over to Pyrites. I'm not going to do that as I'm satisfied with the functionality as presented here. So this concludes my uh, tutorial on installing and setting up the Z editor. So I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll hope to catch you guys in a future video.